as you know, the Bhagavad Gita is a part of the Mahabharatam. In fact, Mahabharatam, the great Itihasa composed or narrated by Vyasacharya, has 5 jewels. Bhagavad Gita is, of course, a very bright jewel. And then we have Vishnu Sahasranamam, then Yaksha Prashna, Sanat Sujatiya, and Niti Shatakam. So like that, there are beautiful jewels here and there in this great Itihasa, which has 1,100,000 verses, of which Bhagavad Gita is considered as a great pendant, shining jewel. Now, these 9 Dhyana Shlokas that we are going to study today, beautiful prayer shlokas, are not a part of the Gita, nor is it a part of Mahabharatam. These have been integrated later by one Acharya by the name of Madhusudana Saraswati. Madhusudana Saraswati was writing a commentary on the Bhagavad Gita. Just like we have Shankara Bhashyam, we have a commentary by this Acharya, which is called Gudhartha Deepika. Gudhartha Deepika means the lamp that illumines the hidden meanings of the Bhagavad Gita. So, before writing that commentary, the Acharya has written these 9 Dhyana Shlokas, now which are studied, which are chanted before the commencement of Gita study, and any Gita Parayanam includes these all over the world. In fact, his Bhashyam is so famous that another Acharya has written a commentary on the commentary. So, and why do we chant Dhyana Shloka? Because we want to invoke the grace of Bhagavan to complete successfully the Gita study and to remove the threefold obstacles. In our parampara, one complete round of Bhagavad Gita, all the chapters, takes a minimum of 6 to 7 years. So, now and then we chant these shlokas to invoke the grace. Now, in these 9 shlokas, 4 namaskaras are offered. To whom? 1 namaskara to Mahabharatam, the great Itihasa. Then to Mother Gita, Devi Saraswati, embodiment of wisdom. Then the great Vyasacharya, Veda Vyasacharya, the compiler. And then finally Jagadguru Krishna. And Krishna, and we know that Krishna-Arjuna Samvada is what the Gita is all about. Okay. So now with that short introduction, we will begin with the first shloka. Okay. And we will listen to the chanting first. Gayatri can chant, and I will share the verse.
श्री गीता ध्यानम् पार्थाय प्रतिबोधितां भगवता नारायणेन स्वयं व्यासेन क्रदितां पुराणमुनिना मध्ये महाभारतम् अद्वैतामृतवर्षिणीं भगवतीम् अष्टादशाध्यायिनीम् अम्ब त्वामनुसन्दधामि भगवद्गीते भवद्वेषिणी नमोऽस्तु ते व्यासविशालबुद्धे पुल्लारविन्दायतपत्रनेत्र येन त्वया भारततैलपूर्णः प्रज्वालितो ज्ञानमयप्रदीपः.
Thank you. So in the very first Dhyana Shloka, we have so many Sambodhanas addressing the Bhagavad Gita. The first shloka is a Namaskaram to Devi Saraswati in the form of Bhagavad Gita. So what are the Sambodhanas? She is Advaita Amritavarshini. She is Bhagavati. Ashtadashadhyayini. He Amba. He Bhagavad Gita. So, and Bhavatveshini also. It would be interesting for Sanskrit students to put the cases on all these words. So here the verb is Hey Amba, O mother, Aham Tvam Anusandadhami in the last line. O mother, I meditate or contemplate on you. Yeah, I do chintanam on you. And you who are the Bhagavad Gita. Hey Bhagavad Gita, hey Amba, Aham Anusandadhami. Yeah. And you who are the rest of the words. Parthaya Pratibodhitam. You who were taught, to whom? Partha, Arjuna, by whom? Bhagavata Narayanena Swayam, by none other than the Lord himself, Narayana, who is all knowledge. Yeah. And you who are Advaita Amrita Varshini. Varshini is the showerer, the one who showers what? The nectar of Advaita Amritam. We know that the Bhagavad Gita is the essence of the Upanishads. So the content is nothing other than Tattvamasi. That is what we have been saying. Yeah, condensed Tattvamasi is elaborated in the 18 chapters. So you who are Advaita Amrita Varshini, you give us the knowledge of Ishvara, Brahma Satyam Jagan Mithya. You are Bhagavati Devi, and Ashtadashadhyayini is in the form of 18 chapters. 18 chapters of the Gita. And where is it to be found? Madhye Mahabharatam. In the great Itihasa Mahabharata, in the middle. Middle means what? In the Parva, Shanti Parva of the Mahabharata. Now, Mahabharata is a huge epic, and there are many sections. And in the Shanti Parva, we have this Krishna Arjuna Samvada, that is the Bhagavad Gita, Madhye Mahabharatam. And then, who is the author? Composed by Vyasena Grathitam Purana Munina. So the great Vyasacharya, who has compiled the 18 Puranas, Purana Munina, by that great Vyasa Grathitam, this Itihasa that has been put together. And in that Madhye Mahabharatam, you are present. So, and then finally the last word is Bhavatveshinim. You are the destroyer of Bhava. What is Bhava? Bhava is the life of samsara, the life of becoming and seeking, life of dissatisfaction, seeking. And so you are bestowing what? Advaita Amrita means the Purnatvam, the Jiva Ishvara Aikya Jnanam, that gives Purnatvam. So this is the gist of the first shloka. How we address Bhagavad Gita as mother. Our biological mothers, they will nourish our physical personality and growth. But you are nourishing us with the milk of wisdom, with our minds, the subtle Sukshma Shariram, you are nourishing. And one Acharya has said, just like the mother knows exactly what food to give to the newborn, first liquid, then semi-solid, and then solid, the right dosage has to be given. Like that, O mother, we find the Tvampada Shatkam first, the Karma Yoga sadhanas and the role of Purushartha, and then it steps up to Upasanas, Dhyana Yogas, in the Madhyama Shatkam, and then finally we come to that little abstract topic, but the most essential, Jnana Yoga. So in stages, how the Bhagavad Gita nourishes us, like a mother would nourish the children. Hey Amba, Aham Tvam Anusandadhami. That is the first verse. Second one is the prayer to to the great Vyasa. Namaha astu te he Vyasa Vishala Buddhe Phullara Vindayata Patra Netra Yena Tvaya Bharata Taila Purnaha Prajwalito Jnanamayaha Pradipaha. So the second shloka is honoring the great Vedavyasa. Now, we know the greatness of Vedavyasa because every year Guru Purnima is nothing other than Vyasa Purnima. And Vedavyasa is called Vedavyasa because initially there was only one mass of knowledge, and it is Vyasacharya who had 4 disciples, and then he gave one section of the Vedas to each and then classified them into the 4 Vedas. So each student had the responsibility of one Veda. Yeah. And so not only that, the 18 Puranas were compiled by the Vyasacharya, and also the Nyaya Shastra Grantha called the Brahma Sutras, 555 sutras. So that Hey Vyasa, Namaha Astu Te, unto you Namaskaras. Yeah, and Vyasanat iti Vyasaha. Vyasanat means the one who has expanded and classified the Vedas. And here it is Vishala Buddhi, whose buddhi, intellect is so vast and expanded. Hey Vishala Buddhi, Hey Vyasa, Namaha Astu Te. This Vyasa is also called Krishna, the word. Then we have Krishna also, our Krishna. Krishna means dark, no? Krishna Varnaha. So, Karshite iti Krishna, that which attracts all. So, the deepest meaning is Atma Tattvam attracts everybody. But Krishna as an avatara of Narayana is Krishna. Then Krishna, Akaranta Strilinga refers to Draupadi. And Vyasacharya is also called Dvaipayanaha Krishna. Dvaipayanaha means the one who was born on a Dvipa island. And that is the great Vyasacharya. So we can have initials, D for Draupadi, D Krishna, then island Krishna is Vyasacharya, and Gita Krishna is Gitacharya. Like that, we have these interpretations. Then the netra, the eyes are described here. The eyes are Pulla Aravinda Vindayata Patra Netra, like the petals of a fully blossomed lotus, the eyes. Now, the hidden meaning here is that this refers to the Jnana Chakshu. No, it is not the physical eyes that are described. They also may be beautiful, but here it is the Jnana Chakshu, that is the eye of wisdom that the Vedavyasa has, the Jnana Chakshu. Then what did Vyasacharya do? Yena Tvaya, by whom Bharata Taila Purnaha Prajwalitaha Jnanamayaha Pradipaha. The lamp of wisdom, Jnanamayaha Pradipaha means lamp. The lamp of wisdom, Jnanamayaha Pradipaha, was filled with Bharata Tailaha, that is the oil of Mahabharatam. It's a very beautiful analogy that you have lit the lamp of wisdom with the oil of this itihasa called Mahabharatam. So, unto that Vyasacharya, my namaskaraha. That is the first 2 shlokas. First verse is to Mother Saraswati, Bhagavad Gita. Second is to the great Vyasacharya. Now we'll move on to the third. Is it Shubha, or did I mix up the chantings? Shubha, yours was 1 and 2, right?
No, 3 and 4 only, ma.
Okay, great. Okay, great.
प्रपन्नपारिजाताय स्तोत्रवेत्रैकपाणये ज्ञानमुद्राय कृष्णाय गीतामृतदुहे नमः सर्वोपनिषदो गावग दोक्ता गोपालनन्दनग पार्थो वत्सस्तुतिर्भोक्ता दुग्धं गीतामृतं महत्.
Thank you. So the third shloka is a namaskaram to whom? To Krishna. Prapanna parijataya totra vetra eka panaye jnana mudraya krishnaya Gita-mrita duhe namaha. So Sanskrit students can notice these are all in Chaturthi Vibhakti. Unto that Krishna, who is all this. So here, Namaha, we know Namaha is Namaskaras. Namaskaras unto the Parijata. Now we know the Parijata is the divine, tree which is known as a Kalpataru. Kalpataru that was in Swarga, and it has come down to Prithvi Loka. But the nature of the Kalpavriksha was it would fulfill all the desires. No? Kalpataru, just by sitting under it and thinking about it. So this shloka is describing Krishna as the Parijata Kalpataru, who is going to grant all the Purusharthas. Whatever one desires, that Krishna will fulfill. But what is the condition? The one who is prapanna. Prapanna means prakarshena apanna. The one who is surrendered. The one who seeks this knowledge, the one who seeks the grace of Bhagavan will receive the grace. So unto that, prapanna parijataya namaha. The first description is that. Then we have totra vetraika panaye. So Panaye, Pani means hands, no? So we know that Krishna chose to be the Parthasarathi. Yeah, Parthasarathi for Krishna, for Arjuna, driving the chariot. So in one hand there was this Totra Vetra, Eka, that is the whip and the handle, to drive the horses. In fact, Krishna is driving the whole world, not just the chariot. But here it is with reference to the role of Parthasarathi. Totra Vetra Eka Panaye. Unto the one in whose one pani, one hand, there is the whip and the handle. Totra Vetraika Panaye. See how this also, here we can understand the dignity of labor. That is, there is no work that is superior or inferior. No? See, Bhagavan chose to be the charioteer, and even Arjuna, we saw in the very first chapter how he commands the Lord, Me Ratham Sthapaya. You place my chariot where I can see the two warring factions, and Krishna readily obliges. Yeah. So that is also to be learnt that everything is Ishvara Arpanam. Whatever we do, our roles, and there is nothing menial about any seva. So, Totra Vetraika Panaye unto that. Then the one who has the Jnana Mudra. Now, one hand is having the Totra Vetra, the other hand is showing us the Jnana Mudra or the Chin Mudra. And we are all by now, hopefully, very familiar with this Chin Mudra. We have studied it in Jiva Yatra, Dakshinamurti Stotram, Kamalajat Dayatashtakam also. But just a quick explanation. Now we see that the thumb stands for Paramatma. Now the thumb we need to write, to grasp. So the thumb is the Adhara of the entire world. Then the index finger is the Jivatma, the Jiva, Samsari. And then we see that the Jiva, when it is connected with the other three fingers, which symbolize the matter principle, the three gunas, the three bodies, yeah, then it is away from Paramatma. But when the Jivatma bends and joins the Paramatma, then what do we get? Purnatvam. The circle represents Purnatvam. Anadi Anantaha. In a circle, we cannot find the beginning or the end. So that circle symbolizes the Purnatvam. And the three fingers are the matter principle. And so here, this is, you are having the Jnana Mudra, Chin Mudra in one hand. Unto that, Krishna, my namaskaras. Gita Mrita Duhe, the one who has milked the Gita Amritam. So, here it is showing that how it is the Guru alone who can extract the Amritam from a Shastra. Only the Guru has the key to unlock the Shastras. So the third shloka here is the Namaskara to Krishna, Prapanna Parijataya. And then the fourth one is also a Namaskara to Krishna. Very, very famous, very well known. Sarvo Panishado Gavaha Dogdha Gopala Nandanaha Partho Vatsa Sudhir Bhokta Dugdham Gita Mritam Mahat. Here there is a beautiful analogy. Sarva Upanishadaha Gavaha. So if all the Upanishads are like cows, then who is the Dogdha, the milkman? Gopala Nandanaha, the son of Gopala. That is the Krishna. Then Parthaha Vatsaha. Vatsaha means calf. Now we know that the calf will be kept in front of the mother cow so that she, out of love, will yield the milk. So Krishna, the Arjuna is the calf and Krishna is extracting the milk of wisdom, Gita Amritam. And for whom? For all of us. Sudhihi Bhoktas. So we are the Bhoktas. Bhokta means the enjoyer, the receiver of the extra milk. First handed over to Arjuna. And then the Sudhis. Who are the Sudhis? The one with the pure intellect. The Mumukshus, the devotees who desire and seek this knowledge are the Sudhis. And they are the Bhoktas. They are going to enjoy the Gita Amritam, milked by Krishna. Dugdham Gita Amritam Mahat. This is a very famous analogy here. Now we'll move on to the fifth and the sixth shloka, Dhyana shloka.
Vasudevasudam devam kamsa chanuramardhanam devaki paramanandam krishnam vande jagadgurum bhishmadrona jayadratha jala gandhara nilotpala shalyagrahavati kripena vahani karnena velakula ashwathama vikarna ghora makara दुर्योधनावर्तिनीं सोतीर्णा खलु पाण्डवैरणनदी कैवर्तकः केशवः.
Okay, yours was 5 and 6, no? Yeah, thank you.
Yes.
Vasudevasutam Devam Kamsachanura Mardanam. So here again the Namaskaram is to whom? Obviously Krishna. Very again a very popular verse. Krishna, who is Vasudeva Sutam, who is the son of Vasudeva. Now we know the story. Vasudeva born in prison, Devam, and Kamsa Chanura Mardanam, who is a destroyer of his own uncle in the form of Kamsa and Chanura. Kamsa Chanura Mardanam are the demons. And the joy, Paramanandam Devaki, the joy of the mother Devaki. Unto that Krishna, Aham Vande, I salute that Jagat Guru. Now you see the life of Krishna now was such a challenging life. Born in prison and threatened to be killed. Then he was taken away from parents at birth. Then grew up Mathura Vrindavan. And again constantly persecuted by this demon, that demon. Yeah. And then finally how he got involved in this conflict of Mahabharatam. And then finally he also had to see his own kula, fighting and destroying each other. Yeah. So you see, it is full of difficulties, Krishna's life, and yet we see that smile of Ananda. It's called Ananda Murti Krishna. And that shows what a life of contribution it was. And also how patiently he is answering Arjuna's question chapter after chapter. So this is a very simple verse, Vasudevastam Devam, and many words which are describing Krishna. Now we go to the 6th verse. Here, this is the Namaskara to Mahabharatam, the Itihasa. You know that Bharata Desha used to be Mahabharatam, the great land. No? Today it is much, much smaller, chipped off in every direction, and it is small. But Mahabharatam describes the greatness of the Bharata Vamsha, the dynasty of the Bharatas. And here we see that the 6th verse, there is an analogy of Mahabharata is compared to a very turbulent river. Turbulent river, Rana Nadi. And the turbulent river has got many dangerous features. So those are described here. Bhishma and Drona, Bhishmacharya and Drona are what? The tata, the banks. The banks of any river are very important to determine the direction of the river. So Mahabharatam is symbolized here as the river whose banks are Bhishma and Drona. Very powerful. Nobody can defeat the two. Then Jayadratha Jala. Jayadratha is the waters, the turbulent waters. And then Gandhara Nilotpala. Now Shakuni, was from the Gandhara Desha, the present day Afghanistan. And we know how tricky Shakuni was. So Shakuni is compared to the blue lily. And this blue lily is a deceptive flower. When you go near it, it seems it can entangle a person and pull the person down. So that is the role of Shakuni. Yeah, it's like the blue lily. Neela Utpalam. Neelotpala Gandhara. Then Shalya. Shalya. What is Shalya compared to? Grahavati. Grahavati is the crocodile. Then Kripena Vahani. Then Kripa. Kripacharya, was the great archer, the guru of archery for all of them. He is compared to as the undercurrent. The undercurrent, powerful undercurrents. Then Karna. Karnena Velakula. Velakula is like a tornado. Like a hurricane or a tornado that can suck, people. Then Ashwathama, Vikarna, they are like Ghora Makaras. Makaras can be taken as a whale or shark, shark kind of creatures. So Ashwathama, the son of Dronacharya, and Vikarna, they are Ghora Makaras. And Duryodhana, what is Duryodhana compared to? Avartani. Avartani means the whirlpool. Yeah? The whirlpool which will, suck a person in. Now, Sa Uttirna. The Sa refers to what? Rana Nadi. Rana Nadi means this battle which is compared to a turbulent river whose banks are Bhishma and Drona, which has all these dangerous features of all the Kauravas. Sa, that river, Uttirna. Uttirna means was crossed. Was very safely crossed by whom? Pandavaihi. by all the Pandavas, and how Kaivartakaha Keshavaha, by the grace of none other than Krishna, by the grace of Krishna. So this Rana Nadi, represents the battle of life. Now we know that everything is allegorical. No, Pandavas are the positive qualities. The Kauravas are the negative qualities. Kurukshetra is the mind. No, and Keshava is the Antaryami, the pure intellect, who is ready to ferry us across this challenging life of samsara, past all these pitfalls and dangerous items in life, thanks to Keshavaha, who is the Kaivartakaha. Kaivartakaha means the boatman. Yeah? We know that the boatman has to be very, very skilled. In Chennai recently, some of us saw that. How these fishermen go out early in the morning, and how turbulent the waves are, but they maneuver and then they catch their fish, throw the nets, and come back also safely. So that is the boatsman, and that is none other than the Guru. Only the Guru, grace, can take us from this shore, from the shore of samsara, to the other shore of immortality or moksha. So that was the 6th shloka on Mahabharatam. Now we go to the 7th and 8th. Rajeshwari? Yes.
Amma, I'm waiting for the display, Amma.
Oh, right. Thank you. Yes.
पाराश्चर्यवचः सरोजममलं गीतार्थगङ्गोत्कटं नानाज्ञानः केसरं हरिकथा सम्बोधनाबोधितम् लोके षड्जनषट्पदैरहरः पेपीयमानं मुदा भूयाद्भारतपङ्कजं कलिमल प्रध्वंसिनः श्रेयसे मूकं करोति वाचालं पङ्गुं लङ्कयते गिरिं यत्कृपातमहं वन्दे परमानन्दमाधवम्.
Thank you. Okay. This is the, here there's no numbering, but Para Sharya Vacha is Shloka 7. 7 and 8. Para Sharya Vachaha Sarojam Amalam Gitartha Gandha Utkatam Nana Khyanaka Kesaram Harikatha Sambodhana Bodhitam Loke Sajjana Shat Padehi Ahaha Ahaha Pepiya Manam Muda Bhuyat Bharata Pankajam Kalimala Pradvamsinam Shreyase. So here there is a prayer, and this is also glorifying and doing namaskarams to Mahabharata. Yeah. See, the previous shloka we saw the comparison of the Itihasa Mahabharata to a very turbulent and dangerous river. In this shloka, the comparison is with a beautiful lotus, sarojam, the pure, fragrant, blossomed lotus. That is the this Mahabharatam. And so here, what is it said here? Parasharya Vachaha. Now, who is Parasharatmajam Vande Shukatatam Taponidhim Vishnu Sahasranamam? We offer our salutations to Vyasa. Vyasa is the son of Parashara, and Parashara was the grandfather of Shuka. Shuka is the son of Vyasacharya. So that is referred to here as Parasharya Vachaha. The words of the Vyasacharya, who is Parashara. Parasharat Majaha, born of Parashara. So the words of the Vyasacharya are like the pond. No? We know that a lotus is pankajam. Pankat jayati iti pankajam. The lotus is born in muddy waters. But yet, look at it. It is facing the sunshine and pure. And it is glowing and pure. And it has got the honey. Apparently, lotus honey is very famous, you know. It has the honey also in it. And it is just beautiful. So such a beautiful lotus. Sarojam is amalam. Second word. So the lotus that is born in the words of Vyasacharya, that is referring to this Mahabharatam, and which has the fragrance. What is the fragrance of this lotus? Gita. The Bhagavad Gita is Gitartha Gandhot Katam. It is fragrant with this Bhagavad Gita teachings and the meanings. And what else is the Mahabharatam all about? Nana Khyanaka Kesaram. See, this Kesaram, any flower will have stamens, you know. Some will have only one stamen, filaments. Some will have many. So the lotus has many, Nana. So what are the stamens referring to? The many stories that come in the Mahabharata. Stories of Harikatha, of the Lord, no? Sambodhana Bodhitam, that was, that is taught in this Mahabharatam. The fully blossomed, stories of which lend the fragrance in the lotus. And this Mahabharatam, you know that there is a shloka which says, this is the Panchama Veda. What is in the Mahabharatam, you can find it elsewhere also. But what is not in the Mahabharatam, you will not find it anywhere else. That is, it is a complete Shastra. No? Narayanam Namaskritya Naran Chaiva Narottamam Daivim Saraswatim Tato Jayam Udirayet. The first verse of Mahabharatam salutes Devi Saraswati, Narottamam Arjuna, Narayana, Vyasacharya, and refers to the Mahabharatam as Jayam. That was the original name. Jayam means victory. It is the book of Dharma. So when you see the Mahabharatam, it has all the topics: human relationships, sociology, then warfare, logistics, psychology. Now all these topics are logic, and of course moksha, all the purusharthas are described here. That is why Mahabharatam is often becomes a topic of research all over the world, be it Russia or Romania. I found a girl, doing research on Mahabharatam in Romania. She had come to Germany. So they are studying how there are these archetypes. How by studying Karna, you can understand the psychology of the, abandoned child. Then understanding Draupadi becomes a huge research matter in itself. So like that, Mahabharata Itihasa is shows us the dharma about all the topics that we need to live a stable, emotionally stable life. Yeah? Which is unfortunately not so stable these days. But this is the treasure house. And so that is described here, that how it is filled with all these stories. And remember, in the exile period, when Yudhishthira is feeling depressed, then they're having satsangas in the forest, and there Mahatmas tell them the stories of Harishchandra, Nalitamayanti, all these Shakuntalam. So many stories are integrated into the Mahabharatam. And so this is the book of Dharma, and very auspicious. Somebody started the superstition that we should not keep the book Mahabharatam at home. We should not study it. Absolutely not true. Ramayana is, of course, everybody reads at home. But Mahabharatam also. Mahabharatam will give us light on, how the relationship should be between brothers, between husband and wife, parent and child, and so many nuances of dharma, swadharma and prarabdha karma, all that is involved in the Mahabharata. So if you have not read the Mahabharatam, definitely we should listen to a full audio set or read it once, from beginning to the end, and get at least an overview of this great itihasa. So that is praised here as the lotus with countless stamens, which are the stories. Yeah. And then what? Loke, in the world, sajjana shat padaihi ahaha ahaha pepiyamanam muda. So this lotus is offering honey. So who is coming for the honey? Shat padaihi. Shat padai means the 6-legged creatures. They are the honeybees. It is said that a fly will go and sit on dirt, but the honeybee will always seek nectar. And those are the devotees, the sattvic sajjanas. So the sajjanas are like the shat padaihi, and who are ahaha ahaha, day in and day out in the world, pepiyamanam muda. Joyfully they are drinking the honey of the Gita Amritam. That is the comparison there. So bhuyat bharata pankajam. May this bharata pankajam, this lotus like Mahabharatam, for us, naha. It's a collective prayer. Naha means for us. For us, may it be shreyas. May it be most auspicious and fulfilling and enriching. And then one more word is, this Mahabharatam is Kali Mala Pradvamsi. So the Mahabharatam destroys the malam of this Kali Yuga. See, in Kali Yuga, we know it's often called the dark age. Kali itself means quarrel. Yeah, then we have instability, distractions, attention span is going down, values are deteriorating, Kali Mala. But the one who studies the Mahabharata, or at least the Gita, minimum Bhagavad Gita, then that becomes a destroyer of the darkness of Kali. Kali Mala Pradvamsina Naha Shreyase. Yeah. So Mahabharatam is really the aushadam, medicine for the disease of samsara in the modern Kali Yuga. And we are only in Prathama Pada. It is going to decline even more. Yeah. So the more we are devoted to these teachings in the form of Bhagavad Gita and Upanishads, then we will find that we will experience the Satya Yuga, at least in our minds. Even if we are surrounded by darkness, we can be a light unto oneself and to others. So this shloka number 7 describes the glory of the Itihasa Mahabharatam. The word Itihasa means Iti ha asa. Iti, thus, ha, indeed, asa, happened. So Mahabharatam, we know it's a historical fact. Yeah. So, and most of the time, historical facts may or may not be authentic. There will be some masala added. So, fact and fiction will be there. But that is the great Mahabharatam which we need to own up and to pursue the teachings embedded in it. Then the next one is also very, very famous. Mukam karoti vachalam pangum langayate girim yatkripa tamaham vande paramananda madhavam. So unto that Madhava, this is a namaskara to Krishna again. Who is Madhava? Ma stands for Mahalakshmi. Ma is the indeclinable not in Sanskritam. No? And Ma means mother also. Various meanings, but here it is, who is the Dhavaha? Means Pati. Husband of Mahalakshmi is Madhava. Unto the Paramananda Madhava, Aham Vande, I salute. Yat Kripa, by whose grace, what happens? Mukam Karoti Vachalam. The dumb is the mute. the mute become eloquent. Yeah, like how Kalidasa, we know the story, many such stories are there. Tulasi Dasa, who were mute in the sense that they were not very intelligent, but by the grace of Saraswati, grace of Krishna, the lives got transformed and they became great poets. Kalidasa, Tulasi Dasa, all these. So that is Mukam Karoti Vachalam. Then Pangum Langayate Girim. The lame cross mountains, yeah, by the grace of Madhava. What is the mountain here? The mountain is the Gita. So we have seen that the Gita has at least 3 milestones, and each milestone is like a peak, mountain peak. Tvampada is over, we've crossed one mountain. Then Tatpadam. Now we are in the final, the range, the Asipadam. That happens by the grace of Madhava. Now we come to the last shloka, number 9.
यं ब्रह्मा वरुणेन्द्र रुद्रमरुतः स्तुवन्ति दिव्यैस्तवैः वेदैः साङ्ख्यपदक्रमोपनिषदैः गायन्ति यं सामगाः ध्यानावस्थिततत्पदेन मनसा पश्यन्ति यं योगिनः यस्यान्तं न विदुः सुरासुरगणाः देवाय तस्मै नमः.
Thank you. Yeah. The last shloka here. Yam Brahma Varuna Indra Rudra Marutaha Stunvanti Divyaihi Stavaihi Vedaihi Sanga Padakrama Upanishadaihi Gayanti Yam Samagaha Dhyana Vasthita Tatgatena Manasa Pashyanti Yam Yoginaha Yasya Antam Na Viduhu Sura Asura Ganaha Devaya Tasmai Namaha. Now this is again, who is this glorifying? Glorifying Krishna, Jagadguru, but not only as Avatara, Mr. Krishna, Saguna version, but also the Ishvara Nirguna version. Yeah? Both. And how Yam Brahma Varuna Indra Rudra Marutaha Stunvanti. Whom you are that, whom all the gods worship. They sing your praise. Who are they? Brahma, Varuna, Indra, Marutaha, Chandra, Surya, Agni. We can add all. Stunvanti, you are praised. And how are you praised? By divine hymns, Divyehi Stavaihi, and by the Vedic mantras, Vedaihi, Sanga Padakrama. There are in the Patashala, if you go Vedika Patashala, you'll find they will be chanting in many different ways, going back and forth. Now that is all called Padakrama chanting, a certain style of chanting. Then Upanishadaihi. So you are the topic of praise of the Upanishads as Satyam, Jnanam, Anantam, Brahma. Yeah, and Gayanti Yam Samagaha. The Samaveda we know is very musical. So with the Samavedas, all of them are glorifying the Lord. Saguna or Nirguna. Now, Dhyana Vasthita Tat Gatena Manasa Pashyanti Yam Yoginaha. Yeah. Now, the Saguna devotees, Saguna devotees will see you outside. They can relate to you with Namarupa, offering Naivedyam and receiving the darshanam and peace of mind. But the yogis, Dhyana yogis and the Jnana yogis, they perceive you where? In the Buddhi Guha. Dhyana Vasthita, who are meditating on you, Manasa, with the mind, and they perceive you in their cave-like intellect. Which means what? In the Buddhi. That means they understand you as the Atma Tattvam. Yam yoginaha. No, those yogis. Yasya antam na viduhu. And you are that whose anta, whose end is not known. Who does not know that? Suras, Devatas don't know, Asuras do not know. Ganaha, the host of Asuras and Suras, do not know or cannot fathom your limitless nature. And unto that, Krishna, Devaya Tasmai Namaha. No? Is the namaskaras to Krishna. So you see here, we have seen also in the Madhyama Shatkam, Krishna says, don't take me, this is not who I really am. I am not Mr. Krishna. Only fools will regard me as this body, Krishna. But it is a necessary step. Saguna Upasana, where the mind can have a perch, mind can connect with the Nama Rupa and with stories of the Lord, and then one comes to the formless Param Avyayam Abhijanati. And Krishna has said in chapter 7 that only by coming to my higher nature, the Ishvara Tattvam, can one be free of my Maya. Etam Mayam Ye Taranti. They will cross the Maya. So that with that shloka number 9, now we see this these 9 shlokas composed by the Acharya Madhusudana Saraswati offers 4 namaskaras to the great Mahabharatam Itihasa, to Jagadguru Krishna, and to Bhagavad Gita, and to Vyasacharya. And these are chanted before every Parayanam. Definitely on Gita Jayanti we will chant this, and also any time we can chant. And even in our regular sessions we do chant this now and then to invoke the grace of Bhagavan, the grace of Mahabharatam, grace of Saraswati, Bhagavad Gita, the grace of Vyasacharya, and to remove the threefold obstacles. So with that we will conclude now. Om Swasti Prajabhyah Paripalayantam Nyayena Margena Mahishaah Go Brahmanebhyah Shubhamastu Nityam Loka Samasta Sukhino Bhavantu Kali Varshatu Parjanyah Prithvi Sasyashalini Deshoyam Shobharahitah Brahmana Santu Nirbhayaah Sarve Bhavantu Sukhinah Sarve Santu Niramayaah Sarve Bhadrani Pashyantu Ma Kaschid Dukkha Bhag Bhavet Asato Ma Satgamaya Tamaso Ma Jyotirgamaya Mrityor Ma Amritangamaya Om Purnamadah Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om Sri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om.